Patch came out almost 9 hours ago, but I couldn't upload it on time, so better late than never. There will be a link down in the description box as usual if you wish to read these patch notes at your own leisure. Battlefield 5 Update 6.2 aka 1.33 is now out. It was roughly 8 or 9 gigabytes on PC and roughly 4 to 5-ish gigs on the PS4, I think. So let's just get right into it. What's new? New weapon balancing, ensuring a higher damage output and improved damage drop-off. Tank customization. General changes. Gonna try to get through these as quickly as possible. Tweak the damage values of the bazooka and Panzerfaust. The bazooka now does slightly less damage, especially for poor angle hits, reflecting its role as a long-range sniper weapon. The Panzerfaust now does slightly more damage, especially at poor angles, returning it to the solid all-around reliable anti-tank weapon. The bazooka now one-hit kills enemy airplanes. The lunge mine now deals the correct amount of damage and is more consistent. The lunge mine no longer causes an unexpected second explosion after it has been selected if the player has previously used it. The lunge mine now properly destroys stationary weapons. Improved the Panzerfaust third-person reload animation while in dinghy boat. I think it's called a dinghy thingy. I don't know, I'm French. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. When equipped with some grenades, the 2x scope on the M2 carbine did not zoom in properly. This has now been fixed. Flamethrowers can no longer be fired when the reload animation plays if the player also uses a pouch at the same time. Emblems no longer clip when applied to the M2 carbine. Anti-tank grenade throwback functionality has been fixed. Ensure that the ammo belt disappears correctly when using the drum mag on the MG34. Reduced wind impact on smoke emitted by smoke grenades and other smoke screens. Gadgets no longer float in the air when switched in the game world. Fixed an issue with the bolt action animation for the boys at rifle. What about the girls? Fixed a LOD, I forget what that means. Anyways, fixed the LOD issue with M1918A2 on its bipod leg. It slipped my mind. Fixed an issue where certain smoke effects would not be properly blocking enemy spotted icons, smoke barrage for instance. Fixed an issue with the KI-147 and V1 rockets sometimes not having any engine sound. It was in like stealth mode. Fixed a bug that would sometimes allow the spotting scope to spot enemies behind walls. Hey, what's wrong with that? Fixed an issue that would cause an unintended soldier scream to play throughout the explosion when using the lunge mine. Fixed an issue that would cause reloads not to count if the player healed during the reload animation. Fixed the spotting scope's glint not being aligned with the scope itself. Corrected the ammo crate to have a pickup glint effect when being held in the player's hands. Corrected the bazooka's in-world pickup model to be the bazooka and not another rocket launcher. Vehicles. The universal carrier can no longer be disabled as it has no self-repair functionality, which used to make it a frustrating transport vehicle. The towable stationary 40mm AA no longer explodes when hitched to the Churchill tanks. The Sherman tank no longer gets the decals of the other team should it get stolen by the enemy team. Hey, we stole this tank. Hold on, I gotta put these here stickers on it. Anyways. The Corsair F4U-1C back wheel no longer clips into the tail rudder when it retracts after takeoff. The dinghy boat seat UI now matches the physical location of the players in the boat when seated. Well, that would help. Improved syncing of tank turrets' aiming position between zoomed and non-zoomed mode, which could previously be inconsistent if players late joined a server. The Archer's rear engine compartment has been upgraded with more armor. While still easy to critically hit like the rear, it will take less damage from a critical hit. Increased drag on the HE shells for tanks to reduce long-range tank sniping versus infantry. AT dedicated shells, which have less blast, are not affected by this change. Increased the damage of AT mines slightly. Increased the ammo count of shotgun type rounds for tanks, except for AA tanks. Adjusted the Calliope rockets to fire from a more central set of rocket tubes in order to make more accurate shots. I don't even think I've ever seen that word before. Decrease the time between the 4-round rocket barrage of the Calliope to make it more competitive with the Hatchie's 6-round burst. Improved the Kettenkrad handling to be a more fun vehicle to drive. Airplane's 3P bomb sight gets less accurate at higher altitudes. Pilots need to align their rings to bomb accurately from higher altitude. Fixed a bug that could cause visual bugs when players switch between seats in the LCVP. Fixed a bug that would cause the LCVP to sometimes rotate and spin out of control at a very high speed. Whee! And then don't ask. Fixed the incorrect icon for the Sturm Tiger with the smoke launcher. Fixed an issue that could cause spotted enemies to not appear from an airplane. Fixed a bug that would cause transport vehicles on the Pacific to not drive backwards in the terrain if the terrain was not flat. Fixed a bug with the transport vehicles on the Pacific which would sometimes cause visual issues, or with certain airplane propellers spinning slower than intended, or with airplanes not taking damage when hit by shell projectiles. Or fix a bug that could cause the gunner seat position to look broken after entering it. Soldier, the death flow has been refactored, making it more robust and easier for us to debug. Should there be other issues? This solves multiple issues related to players getting stuck in a bleeding out state after getting killed. Improved Norman Kingley's downstate, which could previously result in invisible torsos in first-person view. Japanese soldier audio no longer requests a V1 instead of the KI-147. Fixed another bug that could cause ragdolls to hang from their hips. With this fix, hopefully this bug should get even rarer than it already is, but it hasn't been completely fixed though. Fixed an exploit that would increase the height of the player's camera. Fixed an issue affecting soldiers throwing a kunai knife, which could result in the katana sword floating in third-person perspective. Fixed a bug that could cause the soldier to continuously play the throw pouch animation. Maps and modes. Solomon Island removed the supply station that was inside the mountain. Solomon Island removed the invisible collision near the beach. On breakthrough, Solomon Island fixed an issue located inside the crash plane that could cause players to get stuck. It's all Solomon Island. Fixed an exploit that would allow players to hide inside a mountain wall. Removed a duplicate static track that was placed on top of another truck. Fixed multiple issues that would allow players to reach unintended areas of the map. Once the AT cannons have been destroyed, they have to be rebuilt. Previously, they would incorrectly respawn. Some water no longer squirts dirt effects when being fired upon. Rain effects no longer go through the crashed airplane and military barracks. Fixed a bug that could cause invisible fires to be spawned by destroyed U.S. transport vehicles. Various smaller clipping and other graphical issues have been fixed. Many improved spawns. Improved water transparency from some angles, added missing rain particle effects. Conquest improved the capture area on Sea Flag. Again, all of that was in relation to the Solomon Island. Now we've got the Iwo Jima? I don't know. Various minor graphical improvements. Pacific Storm decreased the intensity of the sun when looking out of certain bunkers. Wake Island. Breakthrough. Improved the location of the AT turrets in Sector 2 to make them more useful. Wake Island again. Breakthrough moved the AA turret in Sector 4. Fixed the debris to look better when players destroy the planes parked inside the hangar. Improved placements of vehicles, resupply stations. Added a limit to the amount of active planes on the map at one time. Each team can now only have 2 active planes at the same time. We ask everyone to be careful around the large fuel tanks. Planes now get destroyed if they crash into the hangar. Fixed the floating sandbags. Again, this was all on Wake Island. Aerodrome. Improved the smoke grenade effect in the hangar area, making it difficult to see through it. Devastation. Fixed a few spots where players could get stuck. Fiel 652. Squad Conquest moved around a few objects that could cause players to get stuck in the geometry. Hamada. Craters on the runway no longer hinders planes from taking off, as they are now only visual and not physical alterations of the terrain. Hamada again. The Sandstorm has a smoother transition loop when it's running at maximum effect. Marita. Fixed an exploit that could be used by players for an unfair advantage. They were getting everybody on the opposing team drunk on margarita. That was funny for me. Narvik. Frontlines fixed a floating supply station and improved the combat area a bit. Twisted Steel Conquest removed a duplicate medical supply station and replaced it with an ammo station. Breakthrough. Fixed breakthrough retreat icons and vehicles. Outpost players that die near constructed towers could not be revived. This has now been fixed. Well, with Jesus, it won't matter where you die, right? Spectator mode. Fixed 3P director camera not automatically moving back to its original position after colliding with objects. Spectator mode. Fixed a few cameras that were placed outside of the playable area by default. War Stories. Fixed for the missing throwing knife animations. War Stories again. Fixed the missing grenade throw animation. Firestorm. Fixed the missing propellers on the drop planes. Firestorm. Minimum player count for solo has been decreased from 8 all the way to 2. Other implemented a new audio prioritization system in order to reduce occurrences of important sounds being culled due to performance limitations. This result in more controlled and stable behavior for sounds such as vehicles, footsteps, and weapons. Players can now join their friends that are playing on community servers through the social menu. Added slightly more weight to most close-range weapons firing sounds, excluding SMGs and pistols. The difference is most prominent in stereo, because, you know, in 2020 there's people playing video games in mono. Added a new option in the audio menu to change the hit detector indicator sound between current default, original BFV release, and off. Added a potential fix for players ending up in the wrong region when matchmaking. Please let us know if this situation has improved with its updates. So you're going in there, you're like, hey guys, you're ready to go on. Ni hao, ni hao. And you're like, what? Who? Added back the claim all button in the armory that has vanished. The ammo and seat UI no longer overlap when players are in Pacific vehicles, passenger seats, and when playing in 4K resolution. Improved the M2 carbine icon to better represent the weapon visually. In an airplane, spotted enemies that are not in line of sight of the player behind a wall, etc. will now show with a different icon in the world. An outline instead of a full diamond. I wish in real life we could see enemies with an outline so we know who to stay the hell away from. Getting multiple headshot kills in a quick succession now stacks the headshot kill icon instead of showing them one by one. The progression of the Selbst later 1906 has been fixed. The game now automatically moves the selector to the previous vehicle that the player had selected in the vehicle deploy menu. Map icons for supply stations are now shown if players can build/repair them. The zoom settings for the minimap are now saved between lives. Fixed a bug that would cause players to get stuck on the deploy screen that could trigger if they change squads while still being alive. Fixed typos in the PSI description. Fixed the description of the MAB-38 Mastery 6 assignment. Stability and performance. Fixed a crash that could occur when using the Russian language. It's a powerful language. Fixed a crash that could occur if the player played the game for more than 5 hours in one go. I think the Chinese government had that on some MMOs, MMORPGs, that you would play certain games and after a certain amount it would pause you, I think, and it would force you to like get up and to remind you to walk around. PlayStation 4 fixed a bug that was causing random black squares to show in the game world. Well then. Anyhow, that's it for this. 13 minutes, my goodness. If you liked the video, as always, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, that's fine. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. And I'll make sure when you play the game and I'm in your game and you go and you have me in your sights and you think you're going to pull a fast one on me and you're going to shoot me, this is what you get. And when you get revived from that, if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. And if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, boys and girls, or whatever it is you identify as. And as always, I shall see you all in the next video. Bye now.